Alright guys, so today I have a story for you. In the 30 Years' War, that was from 1618 to 1648, which most of you probably learned about during history class if you ever paid attention to it, there was the Eastern Roman Empire fought against the Western Roman Empire. The Catholic Church recently anointed in 1620, they anointed an emperor, Ferdinand II, and they gave him, the power of the Holy Roman Empire behind him. And during that time, he was crowned by Bohemia, by that state. And so in that area, since that was where his claim came from, he decided to dominate religiously, and he sought out the practices of other religions there and ways to diminish them or to crush them. And so all the religious groups in that area at that time didn't like that at all, obviously, and reached out to the Protestants and the Western Roman Empire. I think. Western? It's very confusing on which one did what. Eastern Emperor Romulus. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, they reached out to the Western Roman Empire because Ferdinand came from the family of Habsburg, which apparently is a strong military ruling nation. So when this war came, they had a battle at a place called White Mountain, and the western side lost and was crushed by Ferdinand. And during that time, since they couldn't do anything for the people that sought help, Ferdinand went ahead and did something called, he did what is known as, what is it called? It's called extirpation, which is literally like a form of extinction. It's like a form of taking like what Adolf Hitler did to the Jews and doing that to just religious groups in the area. He went through villages and through towns, and he extinguished all of the opposing religious groups in the area because he won that battle, so he had control over those lands. Now, during this time, since the Western Empire was crumbling and falling, all of those religious groups in all the areas started fleeing or escaping or traveling to wherever they could find safety. And so in a book that I'm reading called The Occult America, there's a story right in the beginning about now a charred land. In 1693, so well, that doesn't make much sense. In 1693, the story goes that a group led by Johannes Kelpius and his followers fled the Rhine Valley homeland. The region was once a sanctuary of political independence and esoteric spirituality. It was now a charred land of devastation, crushed by the powerful Habsburg Empire during the 30 Years' War. Alright, so that sort of adds up, but it's basically saying that during this time, and this occult, this mysticism group or astrology group really believed in the ideas of the occult, but they took it to America. And when they took it to America, they kind of modernized it. They gave it a new view. They gave it the view of what you would see when you say you look up on how to do something and it's right there for you. That's kind of what they wanted to show people, that that all this power and knowledge that they felt like they had, they could share it with everyone and make it everywhere. So this group of people that left the Western Empire were considered like mystics or mysticism followers. And when they came to America, they settled in some of the homelands around the Philadelphia states and started there, and eventually grew and grew and grew into what you see today, supposedly as all the rich areas of the the country. All the people who are like the most well off, for some reason they seem to have like a link towards the mystics or the occultists. Or my opinion is that the occultists may very well be the Illuminati themselves, because the Illuminati deals with secrets and power and knowledge and knowing things that are unknowable. And so the Illuminati has the idea that knowledge is power, and that what you don't know can hurt you, but what you do know you could use against others. And that's the same teachings and the same followings that the occult has, except that that is the older occult. That's the occult that was in the Renaissance. That's the occult that had seances, or that had secret gatherings, or that, only a few members were able to join, and they all had exclusive knowledge and exclusive power towards certain things. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and see what you guys thought of it. And I wanted to mention that I've been reading this book, Occult America. It's by Ken Burns. It's by Mitch Horowitz. And it says it's the secret history of how mysticism shaped our nation, right? I've been reading this book right here. But also been reading this book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. And these books are completely different. They literally have like nothing specifically to do with each other at all. This book, Think and Grow Rich, is about gaining wealth through knowledge. Basically thinking positive and having positive action, kind of like karma and dharma, except that it's through faith. It's more closely linked with Christianity faith than anything. It's not like believing in God and you'll have tons of money. It's more like the idea of the faith between you and another realm, between you and like the astral plane, believing in something more has effect on you. So whether you believe it negative or positive, that's the effect that comes out. And so that's what this book talks about. This book that's supposed to help you economically grow more. This book is about talking about the American occult and how it kind of transformed from the Renaissance version to the American version. But what's funny is this book mentions a lot of things that are mentioned in the Think and Grow Rich book, which they're completely different books. They're written by different people. I would almost bet that these people never met each other, since Napoleon Hill, I believe he's dead now for, I don't know, maybe 30 years. He's been dead for a long time. This guy, I think he's still alive, Mitch Horowitz. And so I don't think they've ever met. I don't think they know anything about each other. But yet these books are compared with the way they talk about it, because Mitch talks about in the beginning how the occult changed. They wanted everyone, like I was mentioning before, they want everyone to feel open and to know what they know, to make it widespread. I think the reason they wanted to make it widespread was because then they can hide in plain sight, really. When everyone knows it, how is it going to be believed that it's the occult or it's the Illuminati or it's something so profoundly hard to rack in the brain? How are you going to believe it's right there if it's right there? It seems a little too easy, right? But I think that's what they did. And so this book talks about those things. It gives you knowledge that it thinks is useful, and it's knowledge through faith. It's not knowledge like math or science or anything. It's knowledge through faith, through will power, through your wants. And that's what the occult is based around. It's based around the idea that there's another realm, and that that realm affects this realm. So as above, so below. The way you think about it affects the way it outcomes on to you. So I just want to mention that to you guys because I thought it was really cool, and now I'm going to start checking out astrology and reading about that, and hopefully I'll get back to you guys and be able to tell you more about it in the future. So yeah, over and out.